How's it going, everybody? Wild Man Wes here.
And Jefe.
And welcome to another edition of What's Your Poison? Well, we've had a lot of beers from the States. Now it's time that we're going to go a little overseas. We're going to try some stuff from England. And we do have one American beer, but, you know, we figure odd man out this time.
It definitely fits the theme of what we're going with. This kind of happened by accident, just looking at the different beers that we wanted to go through, and definitely very English feel, across the pond, if you will.
Exactly. So, first ones that we're going to start off with, we have from Robinson's in England. We have Iron Maiden endorsed the Trooper Premium British Beer. This one's pretty much just like I'd say your standard lager.
Absolutely.
I believe. And it's just it's very hearty. It's just, you know, I've had it a couple times, and you know what? Anytime I see it at the store, and if I know I'm needing to have some, like, extra cash I'm going to throw around, I'm going to get myself a Trooper. Mm-hmm. So moving on with Robinson's, we also have Sun and Steel from Iron Maiden. This one's made with a sake yeast. So, and I mean, I'm a big fan of sake when I go out and have sushi, and I've had this one before. I like it as well. This next one we have from Kings and Convicts Brewery in, let's see, Highwood?
Highwood, Illinois, yeah.
This one is called King's Bitch. So I had to get it just because of the name. I thought it was hilarious.
Had a British Bulldog, it's got a king theme.
Exactly.
It kind of fits what we're going with, so We'll see how that goes.
Also, moving back on to England, from Eagle Brewer, we have the Banana Bread Beer. Nice dessert beer.
I would say it's a good light beer for people who say they don't like the taste of beer.
But they like the taste of banana, it works.
Oh, it definitely
And then finishing off from Young's in England, we have the Double Chocolate Stout. So talk about a really good dessert beer right here.
Yes, so we're going to go through these. We're going to kind of tell you what we think and go from there.
Well, you ready?
I sure am.
Let's get to it. All right, so for round one from Robinson's Brewery in England, we have the Iron Maiden Trooper Ale. I mean, the last time I really had this when I went to Tinley Park for Iron Maiden's big tour going on, the Legacy of the Beast. I had to get this, and it went out of stock before the show started. Mm-hmm. That's how popular this was. So...
yeah, this is definitely one of the beers that have gotten people's attention because of the Iron Maiden references. It's actually been around for a while. The brewery has made plenty of different versions, which I think is cool that we have a second version after this one. But this is the original Trooper Ale that they've been reporting around. So.
Yep.
Right off the note, you see a nice light gold color, like a dandelion gold. Looks like a premium lager. Smells like a premium lager. Not trying to be something it's not. That's good. Standard, solid lager.
Like I said, very hearty. I mean, it's just...
yeah, I'm getting a lot of the pale malt. I'm getting a lot of just very like straw light textures, very easy. The finish is kind of dry, so
I mean, much to like a standard lager too.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
And what I'm glad that, and a lot of times when we've done some of these episodes, we do kind of keep the cans out or the bottles out a little bit, because sometimes with the temperature, even a lager, if it's too cold, it might, like the dryness might not be as good, or might bring out too much more of a bitter flavor. And I think us leaving it out a little bit longer might have helped it,
Like I always say, a lot of those lagers that are saying drink it ice cold is because they don't want you to taste something.
Yeah, but
this has nothing to hide. It's pretty good.
No, I mean I agree on that. I mean, because
how big is this can?
I believe
it's 1 pint 0.9 fluid.
Yes, so we're going to be drinking this for a little bit more. We're going to have to, because we do have to grade this. I mean, so
yeah,
we might as well be grading this.
Go for it. What's your grade on that?
Well, I'm not, I've had a couple different types of, lagers. I mean, English lagers is kind of here and there, but for this one, I mean, it's really good. I do like it, but maybe if we kept it out a little bit longer, maybe I wouldn't say like room temperature. I'm not saying room temperature. I mean, it is. I want to say I'd probably give it about maybe a 3.5 to 5 pound.
I was gonna give it 3.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not disappointed by it by any means. I'm also not like super thrown away, like impressed or anything. It is a solid lager though. Definitely has the characteristics of like a British style lager with the dryness added to it, It just as an effect of it. But I like how it's not skunky in any way, shape, or form. That I do appreciate. I get a little of the bitter from the hops and the aftertaste. But it's no different than any other lager really. So it doesn't taste like it's a refined beer. It doesn't taste like it's crafted by artisan monks or anything like that. It's just a beer for what it is. You know, solid British lager.
Well, while we're finishing up the Trooper, stay tuned because we're going to be going from the Trooper Soldier to Samurai. So for round two, also from Robinson's Brewery in England, we have the Trooper Sun and Steel. This is a sake lager. Different take on the original Trooper Ale. This one actually, because of the sake yeast, this is much smoother. I mean, there is some hardiness to it, but I mean, you can definitely tell that they did something completely different. And honestly, this one rivals Trooper in my book, to be honest.
Well, and that's good that they can make something slightly different from their original recipe to kind of amount themselves to trying new things. And I love the artwork on this.
Oh yeah.
So definitely the sake yeast part does interest me. I am curious to see how different it really is. And having just had the traditional one, I'd like to see what this one kind of follows up with. Oh, that's already lighter.
Yeah.
That's a lot lighter.
Very.
It's more of like a pale yellow straw color.
Which, and that definitely goes with the name of Sun and Steel. I mean, especially when you put it up in the light. I mean, yeah.
Super clean. Very, very light yellow. Probably as light yellow as you can get without it being water, to be honest.
Exactly, but this ain't water, that's for sure.
Doesn't really smell that much different.
No.
Definitely sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow. That is definitely sweeter. That's crazy.
I mean, that's definitely from the sake yeast too, because I mean.
Well, definitely, yeah. Well, yeah. Between that, oh man, that is like sweet, almost sugar sweet, like on the edge of sugar sweet. Like it's not like tart or anything, but
no.
Just having the other version, this is definitely sweeter. It's kind of funny to say, but yeah, for a lager, having a sweet lager, that's an interesting characteristic to have. Still tastes beer like, still tastes like a lager. But in comparison to its original, definitely sweeter.
And also, I mean, like you said, it's definitely lighter, especially lighter on the body as well. Because with the Trooper, we were mentioning about the hardiness. There have been times where I've had a couple Troopers, like here and there, and especially during the summertime, you do tend to get a little sluggish on that.
Sure.
This one, if you're going to drink a lot of them, you won't really get as sluggish right away.
Well, and that's something else I noticed when I was looking at the can too. The ABV on this is only 4.8, so it's at average. But if you think about it, Budweiser's 5. So this is just a hair under that, and it's got a really good taste. It's not that bitter at all. The finish is still kind of dry. I'd say it actually more the whole mouthfeel kind of ends up dry, but I'm not getting any of that skunk hop flavor at the end in the aftertaste at all. So this is definitely lighter. I feel like you could drink more of this than the other.
Yeah, and also, and with some of the other episodes we've done before, we talked about how sometimes certain beers and certain ales are considered seasonal.
Sure.
I'd like to think that Trooper is more like a fall, beer.
Absolutely.
And this one would be more like a spring.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't say
it's
summer.
more of a spring beer for sure. And that's what's kind of funny. What describes a spring beer is very light in flavor, very light in color, and light in body. Traditionally, actually, spring beers happened because of necessity. In fact, there used to be laws in Germany based on how much of certain ingredients you can use throughout the season of brewing beer. That's literally what shaped their economy. And if you're looking at it this way, the reason why they were lighter is because they were using less of those ingredients and more water in order to balance out what leftover rations they had after winter.
Whoa.
That was a burp.
Feel all right there, bud?
I'm good there, bud.
Okay, good.
So the idea was through the winter you had your higher ABV, your darker beers using more ingredients because it's essentially what helped them get over starvation. They would drink more hefty, darker, thicker beers to get them through winter because obviously the whole stockpile of all the ingredients were that of leading up to the event of Oktoberfest. And after Oktoberfest, that's when they were making all of these heavy beers. They started making these beers in March. They were not allowed by law to brew beer that heavy or that much using more ingredients than what was necessary, which ended up being your lighter beers and your spring-style beers. This is definitely more of a spring-style beer.
So for grading on this one, what would you give this one?
I would bump this up to 3.5 pass. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, just a half a point over. It's still a solid lager. That slight sweetness, super drinkability, really easy to take down.
I understand that completely, and I'm going to go with you 3.5 pound. I mean, I know I gave Trooper 3.5 pound, but I'm going to give that this one too.
They're both good lagers in their own right, really.
Yeah, I mean, though they are different in body and in flavor, they are definitely this is definitely a step in a different direction of Trooper. I mean, they're basically this was it? They're on the same side, same side of the coin, basically.
Yes, well, hell, they're almost the exact same side of a coin. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so slightly different. Mm-hmm. It's like if one half of that coin was dipped in some kind of polish, and then the other half was just the normal street corner. Not saying they improved it that much. It's still the same side of the coin. Funny analogy there, because it's not the opposite side of the coin.
Yeah, exactly. Well, while we finish our Sun and Steel, we're gonna take a trip back to the States. We're gonna talk about King's Bitch.
King's Bitch.
For round 3, we have King's Bitch from Kings and Convicts Brewing in Highwood, Illinois. This is an IPA. It's 6.8%. So pretty standard for an IPA, I think. It's usually because an IPA is usually between about that 6 and 7, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, for the most part, you can definitely gauge between that. It's right in line with the style it's going for sure.
I definitely like the artwork on this. I mean, it's just
the English bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, it's as regal as it can be without being,
He's wearing a spiked collar and has a hop on his collar tag. It's just a hop.
It's clever. I like it. Yeah. Look at this. Whoa!
You piddled.
I piddled.
The King's Bitch piddled on the table.
I should go get a newspaper and swat the can. Wait. I'm gonna stick your nose in it. No, that's why I put my finger over it so it wouldn't.
You already made a meow.
I know. We gotta potty train this can, ladies and gentlemen.
Apparently.
Jeez.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, it does look like it may have been rolled around or shook up a little bit. The head is very bubbly. I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's really not. Looking at the head, the bubbles are bigger, and it's definitely a kind of a shake-up of the carbonation within the beer. It may have just rolled around. It may have just literally one roll in the fridge or something. Color-wise,
very amber.
We're looking. It's like the amber gold for sure.
Yeah,
a little hazy.
Ooh, it smells so hoppy.
Hazy.
Oh, that smells good.
Very hoppy. Getting some citrus and floral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in there actually. Mine's got a lot more head than yours. I think that's because it kind of spilled out in mine, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely an attractive smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
It smells very sweet, and I like that.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh! Oofa! You are a bitch. You are a bitch. You're a cruel bitch. Bad dog.
That's interesting.
What in the?
What in the blue?
I'm gonna keep drinking it because hey, we paid for it, but hey.
This is weird. I don't know.
It's supposed to be an IPA, but it has like I don't know what they're trying to do with this one. I'm tasting like some like honey, maybe. I don't know. It's like
okay, that's concerning.
Yeah,
And I only say that's
wondering why.
Hold on. Where's the date on this? I'm curious. I don't see a date.
No, well, here's the thing though. It's like I got this about a month ago too. That's the thing.
It's not bad, but month's not bad.
No, but it's just something that it doesn't taste skunky. It doesn't smell skunky.
Okay, well, a big part of it is it's got 70 IBUs, which is definitely higher on the IBU scale.
Okay.
70 is a lot. I'd say a lot for like a typical IPA.
I'm just saying oof about drinking this. It's just, I've had it before, but I drank it out of the can too. That might have been the reason why.
I don't know, man.
Because some beers they taste different when they're in a can or in a bottle than they are in a glass.
No, okay, so here's the problem. I don't know how old this can is, and the only reason why I question it is because
maybe it was sitting on a shelf for too long.
It may have.
I don't know.
The sweetness that you're getting.
Ugh, smells sweet. Oof.
The sweetness that you're getting, that honey maple syrup taste. If you're drinking an IPA and it's got that sweet honey or sweet maple taste to it, it's actually a sign of the yeast starting to turn. So let me just say right off the bat, I can't properly judge this beer. I can give it how many pows, I can give it right now, but that is not fair because I don't feel like that is the product that they want us to have, unfortunately. No. So hopefully we can find some newer version of this, and maybe I'm overreacting because what if I get a fresh one and it's just as awkward? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's awkward, and
it's just because
I don't think it's what it was intended.
Because I've had it before in the can,
sure,
but having it in the glass now, it's different.
It's because it airs out. So a lot of that. Okay,
I get that. I'm just saying it's just
first sign that should have been a concern. If it didn't roll around in the fridge, it may have been that yeast overacting and turning it super sweet. May have been the reason why it was carbonated the way it was, which made it overflow at the way that it was. So think about it that way too, folks. If you do open up a beer and it was not shaken up to your knowledge, it very easily could have been the yeast was still reacting to something in this can. And over time, depending on the situation of where the can had been sitting, it could have an effect on the carbonation, especially in that first pour.
I have a bad feeling we didn't let the dog out too much as we should have.
And who let the dogs out?
Oh, who? Yeah, who did? Who? Are we going to have to do our very first inconclusive?
This has to be inconclusive. Yeah, that last sip just said it. This has to be inconclusive. I personally don't know anything about this brewery,
nor do I,
or any of their beers. But I don't think they intended for the beer to taste like
this.
And if they did, I apologize.
Yeah, no.
I give you a half a point. No, I'm just kidding.
No. This is going to be our first cop-out. This is our first cop-out.
We're going to have to. I'm sorry. I really apologize. We didn't know. But there's too many signs of this beer not being drank in its proper window. And that's a lesson. That's a lesson for all of you out there as well. So just keep in mind, the brewers give you a beer that they want you to drink now. Rarely ever do you see a brewer say, oh yeah, I worked so hard on this, don't drink it for a year or two. People do cellar beers, people do keep beers and hold on to beers.
Do you want any more? Am I going to have
I'm okay. I'm honestly, we're going to have to drink more.
I'm going to, I'm going to. Wait for it.
I feel like I have to say excuse me.
It is what it is. Well, now that we got that out of my system, how about we move on to something a little bit...
Look what you did!
I know, right?
Look what you did!
Stick your nose in it. We'll be right back, folks.
Beer clean is important, kids. Beer clean. Or no drinking. No beer. Beer clean or no beer, okay? Alright, for our fourth installment, we have banana bread beer.
Yeah.
This is from Eagle Brewing. Technically, originally, it was Wells Banana Bread, or Wells Brewing, or Wells Young, which we'll get into with the second beer. So this beer here has been around for quite some time and has a lot of hype around it, technically. If you go anywhere and see Wells Banana Bread, people ask questions. When I worked at a local beer place, we had this on tap. It was a permanent handle, and there were a lot of reasons why we did that. So the first reason being is that for people who want a light beer but don't necessarily like the taste of the beers, such as the last three we had, this was a great alternative. It literally tastes like banana bread. Now, the easy part to get to was the bread part. For the flavor profile of a beer to meet bread, an English bitter was an easy bread beer. Banana is also super easy because the flavor comes from the yeast. Yeast is the only other thing that naturally tastes like bananas, which is funny. What tasted like it first? Yeast or bananas? Bananas. Anyway.
That's what I'm wondering about the last one we had with the King's Bishop, about that yeast having some
Absolutely.
issues, and hopefully we have a better luck with this one.
I already know this is going to be a quality product. These guys have been making this beer for a really long time, and it has a huge reputation. So I already know that this is going to be great. But if it weren't for beers like this, that you wouldn't have a whole lot of the other dessert beers that we have out in the world. 100% agree with that. Cool? Alright, so we're going to crack this open. I like to take off my caps carefully.
He's a collector, just like me, folks.
For bottle caps, they're so cheap and you spend so much money to get this. Alright, so banana bread. Yeah.
Ho ho! Now that is beautiful.
It's that dark, nutty color, almost amber-like.
Yeah.
Wafting.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Welcome
this.
back.
Definitely getting the beer malt notes, but you're getting that little bit of sweetness from banana. Love this one. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Tasty.
Wow. That's a lot stronger than I remember. You're getting a lot of nutty malt, that bready flavor, and then that super pop of banana. Not fake banana. Like, there's a big difference. Like, when you have a banana candy, like a banana toffee, that's where you get more of that, a natural banana taste to it. That's what this tastes like. That soft banana toffee. Not like, not Laffy Taffy. That's
or
fake banana.
Yeah, like the fake banana, like the fake Tootsie Roll banana.
Right, yeah, not that. The actual, like, homemade toffee. That's what this, that banana soft flavor mixed in with the nutty malt. Oh, this is fantastic. This really is.
I mean, the best part is, it's like, you know, before you even sip it, just smelling it. I mean, it's just, it's got that perfect banana bread smell.
Absolutely. No, wow, that is just fun. That is such a good, easy, good go-to beer. I give this 4 1/4, 4.25 pows. 4 1/4 pows.
4 1/4 pound. I'm gonna give it 4 pounds. You know,
4 pounds.
It is delicious. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be. It's not necessarily perfect, but it's, you know, it's pretty damn close.
It's really good for what it is. It really is. Like, if anybody asks me if this is a good beer, I say absolutely, it's a good beer. Absolutely.
Ooh, man. Well, we got another dessert beer. You ready for this one?
Sure do.
All right. Let's get to it.
And for our last standalone beer, we have Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of this one.
So this one you can find at some places. There's a lot of like old taverns or tap houses. You'll probably see this on Nitro. If not on Nitro, then you might see it on the regular line. But a lot of Irish pubs will have something similar to this. If they have a second line next to Guinness, of course. But this is a good second option for having a stout for people, again, who are looking for something slightly different, a little more flavorful, and a little more approachable than a regular stout or Irish dry porter or anything like that.
Yeah, and I love I mean, I've always been a fan of artwork on cans and bottles. I mean, you've told me how much you are too. What I love about Young's is they're simple in a way. They're simple, but yet they're I mean, it's simple art, but it's beautiful though.
Now, keep in mind, they have not been doing this design for Young's for very long. They used to be even more simple. It literally just used to say Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
Mm-hmm.
That was really it.
It was like it was a purple and black can, I believe at first, because that was probably about 5 years ago, something like that.
Even
and then because it's the first time I've seen it look like this. But I mean, even still, I mean, it's simple, but yet at the same time, it's intricate on some of the areas, like especially in the front. You know, I mean, with some of the. You see a little Ferris wheel.
It's London. It's the skyline of London. They have Big Ben and
and I like that. I mean, I do like it because it's like it looks so simple, but if you look closely, it's very intricate, and I like that a lot.
And I really like how it says is their little slogan: "London will always be Young's." Earlier, I had mentioned that banana bread used to be a part of a brewery company called Wells, and it used to be Wells and Young. That was the brewery that made both this beer and the banana bread. Now, far it be to me to say that Eagles is not the same brewery, but I feel like I don't know why they would change the name of it.
It might be considered like a sister company or like a subsidiary.
Something like that, yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, this is the Young's Double Chocolate Stout. Oh, we're gonna take a drink.
Oh, we are. Oh.
It's a nitro beer for sure.
Oh, gotta love that sound.
Now with the nitro beers in cans, with the nitro beers in cans, you have to let it settle. Very similar to when you're pouring a Guinness. A lot of the beers that come as nitros in bottles and cans actually ask you to pour it completely upside down. That's why I went with the fast pour on the bottle, or on the can here. And you can see that very thick marshmallow head. That is because in a nitro beer, which is nitrogen, not nitrous, nitrogen beers have much smaller bubbles. So they use a more amount of the nitrogen gas, which is a lot smaller and a lot heavier than you'd say CO2. So that's why it needs more time to rise as it's setting. Now look at that.
Dark.
That is super black.
Oh.
That is super black and this is super tan. Like the thickness in that tan head is beautiful.
And I just love, just literally
solid line.
Yeah.
Solid line. It is literally looks like that's an Oreo.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, this what they say presentation is perfection.
Absolutely, and this is part. Oh man, that smell. Oh yes. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of chocolate. That definitely comes from the malt and obviously the chocolate. But it's not overpoweringly sweet to the smell, but you smell that cocoa.
And even with the malt, I mean, I can, especially with the head, I mean, I smell the hint of cream, like almost, not vanilla, but I mean, it's almost like that milk, like the milk chocolate.
Absolutely.
Almost.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Super smooth. That almost drinks like water.
No, I mean, the thing is, it's like, when we've had things
smoky.
like, definitely smoky. When we've had, stouts. I mean, even like Guinness.
Yeah.
Something as thick as like Guinness. I mean, it's very thick. I mean, it's like a lot of times it's just you have if obviously if you're gonna try to chug like an Irish car bomb, which we don't always condone that. But if you're on St. Patrick's Day and you want one, go ahead and do it. But
you can have a car bomb whenever you want.
Oh yeah, but I mean, hey, I'm just trying to limit it. All in moderation.
You're talking to the pastor here.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. All good. No, but I mean, like you said, it almost goes down like water. It's the texture is thinner than Guinness, even though for being a nitro.
That's just what I was going to say. If you think about it, like Guinness itself, when you're pouring it off a nitro, or even having a nitro can, it definitely has the same body texture to it. Mm-hmm. Very thin, very easy to drink.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, wow.
I mean, they say it's double chocolate stout. It does. It kind of reminds me of coffee in a way.
Definitely, you're getting all that coffee note you're getting from the straight cocoa and the malt. So that double roasted malt definitely adds a lot to that chocolate because there's already chocolate notes in there. So that chocolate flavor is being kind of accentuated because of the malt. And this does a really good job of keeping it light, smooth, and not super sweet. Think of more of it like a baker's chocolate. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like when you look at like the semi-sweet or non-sweet chocolate, it's because it's going for the cocoa. That cocoa flavor is definitely relevant.
Now, when you mentioned about that, in your opinion, would you think it's semi-sweet or not sweet? Because I mean, part of me like
semi-sweet.
Because I was gonna say like the aftertaste has a lot of that bitter, non-sweet baker's chocolate you can talk about. But when you first taste it, you definitely can get that kind of sweet chocolate texture. But
still looks like I have beer in my glass, doesn't it? No, it's just a really good clean glass.
Yep. Well, oh wait, no, I'm not done yet.
You're not done yet.
I'm a liar.
Yeah.
So
that's super nice thin film all around the glass. It's a nice clean glass.
What would you give this as a grade? I mean, this is tough.
Oh man, I kid you not. I honestly am gonna say 4 1/4.
4 1/4.
I'm gonna say 4 1/4 for the banana and for this guy.
I'm gonna have to just say 4.
That's fine.
I mean, I want to get 4 1/4, but at the same time, it's just.
I really appreciate it, and honestly, I appreciate it for its potential.
I know.
So, with all that being said, 4 1/4 for this beer. I do think that it's a fantastic beer option. If I'm at an Irish pub and I see that they have it on nitro and all the rest that they have is like Guinness, Hart, Killian's, all that stuff, I'm gonna go for this.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Amen on that. Well, that's 5 more beers in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that you leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up if there was something that you didn't like, probably us piddling all over the table and whatnot. You share on social media. But most importantly, push that red button. And don't forget to ring that bell for instant notifications on Dragonfire Entertainment. If there's anything you want to see on this channel, leave a request in that comment section below. There might be some beers that we haven't tried yet that you like, and maybe you'd like us to give a review on. So,
there are literally thousands of beers.
Oh, I know, and we still have enough brain cells to get through them.
Luckily.
Exactly. Well, until then, I'm Wildman Wes.
And I'm Jefe.
And we will see you next time on What's Your Poison? Hang on a second.
Surprise!
Haha! Well, we decided we wanted to give you an extra bit. So, we've had the banana bread beer before. We've also had the double chocolate stout before. But there are times where people like to make hybrid beers. And, wouldn't you know it, if you put the double chocolate stout with the banana bread beer, you get chocolate banana bread beer. You're probably thinking, yeah, they didn't drink all of it, so something's going on. But you know what?
Chocolate-covered banana is definitely a thing.
Yes, it is.
Mixed beers in general have always been around because the mixing of flavors has always been an idea that people think, oh my god, I'm the first to think of this. You're not. But that's okay. You can still have fun with it. That being said, black and tans, half and halves, black and blues, black velvet, all of these mixed beers exist in the world. But these...
This is just a match made in heaven.
Have kind of always been a thing. Now, remember when I said that this used to be the same brewery, Young's and Wells. Oh, like that's like, Wells and Young used to be the same brewery. Now, putting these together is absolutely a match made in heaven. 100%.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask him to go grab a spoon. And I'm going to pour a little bit of the banana bread in these here tasters.
I'm excited for this, like literally.
Now the reason why you have the spoon is to separate the beer as best as possible for literally presentation. That's what it's here for, because when you drink it, eventually it will be mixed up. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that the beer is spread evenly. It's not working.
Oh well. Either way, it's gonna taste delicious, and you know what?
Yes. No, it is going to taste delicious. No, the reason probably why it's not working is a few reasons. It's too small of a glass to separate. Yes.
Oh well.
I tried. Oh, look at that. We saved.
We ain't edited on this
just
one.
Enough. Perfect. Okay.
This was a slightly impromptu, so you know what? We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
Yo.
Okay. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Chocolate banana, my friends.
Oh yes.
One of my favorite mixed beer combos of all time. Right next to mixing this guy with the Saugatuck Neapolitan banana split.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
So banana split is good. Finding literally any fruity beer. You can take any lambic, a Belgian style lambic, any fruity concoction of whatever kind of hazy wheat strawberry beer, chocolate covered strawberry. You can mix these with just about anything and have something good. As long as you like banana, as long as you like chocolate, mixing with something else.
And who doesn't like it?
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
So this is fantastic. Now when you're mixing the two, I feel like we should give it a new rating. It doesn't make the body really that much different.
No,
I feel like it's still super light and drinkable.
It's the flavor.
Totally the flavor.
A new grade for this hybrid. 4.5.
I was gonna say 4.5. And
Unanimous.
4.5, if not 4.75, I'd say 4.5 for sure.
4.5. Amen to that. Unanimous on our first hybrid.
Do not be afraid to mix beers unless it sounds like a really horrible idea. But don't be afraid to mix good, solid flavor beers together if the flavors are compatible. Don't put a jalapeno ale with your peanut butter ale.
No.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be good. But the jalapeno ale with like a spicy IPA.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Like
Yeah,
a
and
hoppier
if there
jalapeno.
are any hybrids that you've made in the past that maybe something we haven't done yet, like we've said before, with that comment section below, give us some ideas. Maybe there might be some hybrids you've done that we've not known about, and we'll try them out, and we will give you some props in that process, because you know what? If it weren't for all of you, we wouldn't be doing this.
That's absolutely true.
Well, until then, I'm Wild Man Wes,
I'm Jefe.
and we'll see you again. Take care.